Long distance tours, that's for sure. This little Kawasaki, plenty of places to pull over. Driving as I grow this channel one subscriber at a time. It's now in bloom, or I should say some of the flowers are in bloom. Yep, definitely a lot longer. But it is compact. Unfortunately, it is right on that curve. Oh, you used to have pavement here. I think that's okay. I stopped, I got some fuel, and now we're going. And bad news, my battery. And off we go again. Break time's over, folks. Well, that was fun. So it's interesting because every time you get back on the road, the order changes. When you're in this big of a group, it's just a matter of getting everybody back on the road safely. Now, the favorite part of the trail is coming up, and I'm hoping to catch it. So stick with me as we go around a few more corners here. Nice spirited ride, and you really could just poke if you wanted to poke. I mean, it's hard to keep up with the group because I just want to stop and look and appreciate this view. The good thing is I'm coming back the exact same way, so I get a look at the view heading the other direction, and I think it'll be more expansive. Do watch the right. This road does slough off. Oh my, they a couple of years ago they repaved, and this year it looks like or last season they painted. Look at this, look at how nice that is. All right, so we got 30 miles to Agnes. This is where you really got to start paying attention because the road is fairly narrow in here. Oh, what a beautiful ride. What a wonderful way to spend a Saturday. Hey, let's see if we can get this. So we're on a group ride this morning. Decided to take the KLX 230. Group is CMA of Southern Oregon, the Christian Motorcycles Association of Southern Oregon. Good group of people, and I gotta tell you, what a beautiful ride this morning. So we're just outside of Grants Pass, Oregon, a little community called Merlin. So we just passed Merlin, and now we're in the Rogue River Wildlife and Scenic Refuge. I believe that's what the sign said. Look at this beautiful scenery we have this morning. That's our backdrop. And we're going to be heading up into the hills here. did this ride last year, and there was probably, I didn't count, but maybe 12 to 14 bikes, and this year I think we have double that. Definitely a lot more riders today, and a lot more variety than we had last year. Last year we had half mixed with Harley Davidsons, Can-Ams, and then I think I was the only BMW. This year we've got Harley Davidson, Can-Am, BMW, of course my little dual sport Kawasaki, and there was another dual sport in the mix. I want to say it was a Yamaha, I could be wrong on that, and a couple of others. I think we have some Hondas and sports bikes. We're all out here having a good time, enjoying the ride. I mean, just look at the scenery. Is this fantastic? Beautiful ride this morning. And I'm actually going to take this same road back, because last time I drove out to Gold Beach and I don't think I got home until about 6 o'clock. I like to have a little bit shorter of a day on the Kawasaki. I can tell you that the seating arrangement is not nearly as nice as it is on the BMW. BMW is made for long distance tours, that's for sure. This little Kawasaki, you know, they've got to cut corners to make it affordable, and one of those corners that they cut is the seating. You know, it's good for a dual sport, you know, because you're constantly moving and on and off the motorcycle, but you know, for a gentleman that's in his 50s, I'm going to say that it's not as nice as the BMW, of course, and that would be a given. Such a pretty ride this morning. So we still have a little bit of color in the hills here. Not much. We're extreme fire danger right now. And those of you that have followed the channel know that I talk about being fire wise when we're out here, enjoying the outdoors. This time of the year I switched to strictly propane fires when I'm outside. Can't afford to have a random spark. Now, I don't care where we are. It could be your own backyard. In fact, quite a few fires get started from people in their own backyard. This is fantastic. Love the diversity of the terrain that we get in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, look at the hillside over there. Isn't that fantastic? Now, you'll also notice that some of this hillside is dead, and that's because a forest fire came through this area. And it unfortunately affected 50%, if not more, of the hillsides. And you'll see it later in the video as we go up and over the hill. But that's exactly what happened. See, the cool thing about this route, this Bear Camp coastal route that we're on, takes you out to Highway 101, and this is considered a 2-lane road, and it does as you go up to the top of the hillside here, it does turn into a one lane. But the nice thing is we're down here in this little cut, this valley, following a wonderful little stream off to my right, and you're in shade. So it's a beautiful drive through the valley here. You might be able to see, if you look to the right, some peekaboo views of that little stream that we follow. There we go. And so if you bring your lunch, be a good stopping place right next to the creek bed there. Plenty of places to pull over, have yourself a lunch. So that would make for a real nice afternoon if you left Southern Oregon, Medford, Grants Pass, Merlin, doesn't matter. Made yourself a lunch, and or go to Agnes, I believe that's the name of the restaurant. Oh, good food. I don't remember what I ate last year, but oh, it was good. And this route that we're taking, the cool thing is it's only open during the summer, and so it's a real treat to be on this road. So I definitely suggest enjoying this during the summer. And there are a couple of patches, just a couple, where the road, as you get up to the top, about 20 yards long, is gravel. So just be aware as you get up to the top that you'll run across a little bit of gravel. Okay, so now we're starting to ride the ridge, and you get these peekaboo views of the valley below us. Look at that. Not a bad way to spend a Saturday afternoon. I hope that you can see. It is just beautiful up here. Now, if you do decide to come out on a motorcycle, make sure that you ride to the right. This is 2 lanes. Beautiful forested area. And I don't know if you, you know, same thing that I have trouble with is turning this camera off, because I feel like I'm going to miss something. And it's the variety of that terrain. Here, let me close my visor. That's probably a little better. This little windshield doesn't do much for blocking the wind. It does work. It's just not as effective as, say, my BMW. And today I'm happy that I have a small windshield because of because of the temperatures today. Oh, by the way, the other thing I'm going to mention, so when you're on a group ride, you know, ride to your skill level. Don't, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, that is just too great to pass up. Totally got distracted. Squirrel, but you know, ride to your skill level. Your group will slow down anytime that they come to a fork in the road. They'll make sure you make it, but ride to your skill level. You know, be willing to slow down if need be. Wow, this is such a fantastic road. So glad that you're here, that you're joining me today. If you appreciate the content, please consider subscribing as I grow this channel one subscriber at a time. That would be absolutely fantastic. I'd really appreciate it. And maybe even comment. Here I am talking to you, and totally you know, lost the group, but that's okay. I'll catch up. I'm just enjoying myself so much on this road, having so much fun. And here we are, all gathering again. Actually, this is a perfect time for me just to do a real quick video and a comment on what we got going on. This is a quick little break. Definitely take advantage of the brakes. All right. KTM. That is an XT. Kawasaki Ninja. This appears to be a CF Moto 650. Another Kawasaki. There's a Honda. Honda Goldwing. Beautiful. Got a couple of spirited BMWs. Custom Harley Davidson. Look at that purple. Another BMW. Nice. I really do appreciate the variety that we have this year.
Every time I drive up from like camp back around that corner, camp around that corner. So the next section has on the nerves.
Yeah, there's evidence of a previous forest fire. This is a wider section of the road, but you can see how narrow it gets. And we've already passed several vehicles on this road. So definitely, you know, watch. This section of the road's in really good shape. But sections of the road, you really want to watch and be careful, because there are changes in the asphalt. So if you're on a motorcycle, you know, you've got some potholes, little sinkholes or slough offs. I don't know what the technical term is. Doesn't really matter. Just be extra aware depending on what you're riding. Yeah, you can see this part of the ride. This asphalt's in great shape. This time of the year in higher elevations, the flowers are just now in bloom, or I should say some of the flowers are in bloom. What a spectacular ride today. Oh, do bring water, because there's no potable water out here. Okay? So please bring potable water in case need be. What I'd like is I'd like a stop so that we can enjoy and appreciate the view. But I think that's what I'm going to have to do on the way back. Large group like this, we get into the restaurant. People are thinking lunch. Okay, so this is one of the areas you just need to be aware of. Did you see that? That was a big giant sinkhole right there. And thank goodness they put a road sign out there as a caution. That could suck you in. But everybody navigated it, no problem. So we're on the backside and we're going downhill now. See, off to the left. Yep. So you just need to be aware of that. Also, there are falling rocks. So on this particular road, you'll have rocks in the middle of the road, and they're big. Some of them very big, so just be aware. Oop, gravel. That's the that was one gravel section. And it looks like everybody made it. That's a real surprise. Sneaks up on you. I think there's two more on this road, if memory serves me correctly. It's not very far after the parking lot there. So I'll just keep recording here for 30-45 seconds. See if I can capture it. The next one's a lot longer than the last one we went through. Almost lost my camera last year. Go check that out on the BMW. I had it leaning off to the side, kind of catch a third-person perspective, and yeah, that was interesting. it just got loose, all the vibration, and somebody's yelling at me, and I'm like, what are they yelling about? No, that's because it was almost dragging on the ground. All right. Well, if I don't see it in this next stretch, I'll turn off the camera and I'll try to capture it. No promises. Okay, so this might be the other section. Maybe not. Maybe they repaved it. I mean, like, I could have swore there were two sections of unpaved road, but maybe they repaved it. I'll have to go back and look at the old video. Ooh, it is definitely getting warmer the lower in elevation we go. I'm actually starting to sweat. Oh, here we are. Here we are. Yep, definitely a lot longer. But it is compact gravel. So you should be okay. As long as you don't approach it at a high rate of speed. Which is pretty easy to do. Now I have knobbies, so not an issue. But for your street tires, it'll be a little squirrely. Whew, it is definitely getting warm, that's for sure. Oh, used to have pavement here. I wonder why they chose not to replace it. And back on the asphalt. So there's three separate sections. Here. There's three separate sections of missing pavement. Keep that in mind on this road. It is getting toasty. Well, no barbecue for this guy today. Unfortunately, there are some boat races right down there, and so the restaurant has got a huge backup, but that's okay. I stopped, I got some fuel, and now we're going to be heading back same direction that we came, except we're going to be on the other side of the road, so we'll have different views, and I'm looking forward to that. So join me for the way back home. And here's the third section of road, or I should say gravel, that you're going to come across. And unfortunately, it is right on that curve. So you just be careful. It's easy to approach it with a good rate of speed. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's another section of missing pavement. Now these Can-Ams, they don't have much for ground clearance. Not much at all. And in fact, if you look there, you can see the amount of ground clearance they have, which is plenty on these Forest Service roads if you don't hit a pothole. Yeah, they kind of struggle with this stuff. Because they don't have a lot of clearance. In fact, this gentleman, I think he has a skid plate, if I remember correctly. And here's another section. Okay, so what are we up to? 4? Four different sections where we're missing pavement. But just take it nice and slow. Nobody's in a race today. So one of the fun things about going from a lower elevation to a higher elevation is you certainly can feel that temperature change. It's much nicer being able to go up higher when it's hot. Middle of the afternoon. This part of the road is kind of split between sun and shade. Here's another section we went through. Not terribly technical, but enough if you had street tires, it would probably give you a little concern. Oh, and bad news, my battery bank is just about, well, it is dead. And the GoPro, well, the GoPro is just about dead too. So you're not going to get too much more of today's enjoyment. But better yet, and I totally understand if you're disappointed, but better yet, get out there and do a little wandering. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you. Appreciate you spending time with me today. Give me a comment, like, subscribe, and continue enjoying our adventures outdoor.